Hello, welcome to my channel, Manifesting with Mama Muchka. Hi, my name is Rachel. In this video, I wanted to talk about, do you have to stop caring about your person or stop thinking about them? Say even stop missing them. Do you have to move, essentially fully move on from from your person to manifest them back? Or even if you're manifesting a friend or somebody you have a crush on, and you do you think you have to move on? It's that whole detachment, letting go thing that gets misunderstood, I feel. So do you have to? Because there's a lot of success stories. I was talking with a friend about this, that a lot of people either just kind of gave up, or they thought it didn't work, so they just kind of moved on with their life, and then next thing you know, their person manifested in. So you're talking about that, do you have to actually give up, stop caring, stop manifesting for to bring your person in? No, you don't. You don't. All so this is what's happening is I think, and I did it myself. When I first started out, I didn't fully understand. I didn't fully understand old story, new story. I didn't understand double-mindedness. I didn't understand truly what detachment meant and detaching from the old story. I also, I was very well aware. I remember watching videos and they were like, you're not in the right state if you're thinking how or when, or if you're worried about the old circumstances, or you're wondering, they, all the stuff, like they blocked me, they're with a third party, they moved to another country, they told me they never want to see me again, all of that. I remember, in a lot of that stuff was in my head. I wasn't blocked ever, but I remember thinking for months, how do you get rid of the how? How do you get rid of the when? And really what it was is I don't think I understood everything totally correctly yet, and I wasn't in the right state yet, or the right state. When you do actually get into, and it takes a while. It took me a couple of months to really get into embodying, being and thinking from, my being my SP's partner. It then those thoughts did go away. The how and the when, they dropped off, and I was happy in all of that. What's happening is I detached from the old story. And so other people that kind of moved on, or gave up, stopped caring, and let go because they didn't they thought they had to literally get over their person and move on in order to manifest. It is they then no longer became double-minded. They were no longer attached to the old story. They were no longer dwelling all day long in they didn't you're not dwelling in wondering, when are they going to call me, when are we getting together, when are we reconciling, how, when. And I did that too. I had a lot of, when are we going to reconcile, when are we going to reconcile. When I got in, I would have to say, before my person came back in and agreed to reconcile with me, I mean, you don't have to be 100%, but I was really feeling like we were together, really feeling it. And I was definitely much more in the new story. And even in my imaginations and all of that, I was a new story. And I wasn't, it felt weird. I finally understood, after I watched so many videos of, if you ask how or when, you're in the wrong state. I finally understood it, because I remember the one day I was standing there and I'm like, I haven't really had those thoughts in 2 weeks now. Wow. Um, you do, it's wow. It's, you do think it's kind of silly to start to think those when if you're feeling really strong that you have your desire, You don't think how or when. And the other thing, too, that helps is if you're working on building your faith and trust in the law of assumption and you've had other manifestations, and at that point I had several manifestations also. So I was able to, let's use the word surrender, because that's another thing. I was at a point of, like, a relaxed point at that point, and I was able to just hand it over, surrender, and be like, okay, I already know divine source, God, universe is going to take care of it. And I know within me it's already done. I feel that it's already done. So I would just go about my day, and I still, yes, did I think about him every day before he came in? Yes. Did I have times I missed him? Yes. I mean, you miss your, if, when, when you're literally with somebody, you miss them when you don't see them, right? When they're at work or doing something, you miss them, or at the store, or off with their friends, and then they come back, you miss them. Did I still care? Absolutely. Was I still in love with him? Absolutely. So I did not give up. I did not stop thinking about him. I did not stop caring. I did not stop loving him. What I did do is I did figure out how to detach from the old story and stop dwelling in the negative lack. That's another thing. Think of lack. I wasn't dwelling in lack, because when you are sitting there all day long thinking how or when, that's a lack mindset, because you're not believing, you're believing it's separate, you're believing they're over there, you're thinking you're letting circumstances get in the way, you're thinking that circumstances are an issue, you're not trusting, you're not having faith that manifestation works. So that's, yeah, you're dwelling in the negative thoughts, all in it. Yeah, I was able to get past all that. I mean, I was I 100%? No, I was not 100% all day long. I would have to say the how and the when pretty much disappeared. I did still have, up until the day I got hit by the car, and then it went into the moving in the conversation of reconciling, and then onto that. I mean, I did still have arguments in my head, or doubts. I'm like, will he actually reconcile with me? I mean, that did come up in my mind. I would catch myself in arguments, and then I would flip it. And I love affirmations to help keep me on track, and to keep me in the embodying what my desire. That's me. I like affirmations. They're comforting to me and they relax me. So, um, but yeah, I mean, that that's basically all in a nutshell of, I let go of a lot. I would most of those the old story, those negative thoughts, and when I did catch myself dwelling into those negative stories, or dwelling into thinking circumstance mattered, or would dwell like, is this even going to work? Then I would identify with it, work on flipping it, telling myself, also realizing I was doing ego work too, and watching a lot of Peter Crone. So I also was like, oh, a lot of this is ego giving me doubts and giving me fears. Because I mean, I did have some fears here and there too. And then I would be able to get right back into thinking in abundance, thinking I have it, and feeling inside, and getting back to being relaxed and knowing I have it. And then, bam, next thing you know, I get hit by a car, we're back in contact. He wants to, he agrees to reconcile. We get through the holidays and other things, and then things evolved into reconciliation. So I did not have to, in my story, I did not have to move on, stop caring, stop No, I just detached from the old story. I did not detach from him, caring about him. I detached from the old story, the old limited beliefs. That's what I detached from. And that's what people that give up, they're detaching. Essentially, they're detaching from the old story because then they're not thinking about it because they don't think about it. I mean, if you do move on, or if you don't care, then you wouldn't be thinking in your head, caring if they call you. You wouldn't be thinking in your head, caring that they moved across the country or caring that they blocked you at that point. You wouldn't be thinking those things. So you've detached from the old story and loop on repeating that. So you detach the story. All that work that you did for months, saturating your mind in the new story, is able to then come into fruition and harden into fact finally because you got out of your own way. So you can either you can either move on and not care and get out of your way that way and let it come in, or you can do like what I did and just realize what you're doing and try as much as you can to get out of the old story and try to, as much as you can, going in your imagination into your new story. That's what techniques are for. Affirmations, inner conversations, your sats. You do those to keep yourself in your imagination on the new story, and then have some patience and let the new story come in, because it does work. This is the way the law of assumption works for the everything. So if you can get your imagination saturated in the new story that you're together, it and then relax, know it's done, get out of your own way, and you still love them because you're married to them or they're your partner. So of course you love them. Of course yeah, no, of course you miss them. Of course you're thinking about them. And let the divine universe source do its job and line things up. All right? So hopefully that's helpful and to someone out there or whatever, and clears that up, because I don't know if that's always I know that was something that I did think about for definitely in my beginning few months of this. I was even confused. I'm like, do I really have to stop caring? Do I have to get over him? Do I have to stop loving him to manifest him back? No, I never did. Never did those things. I loved him the entire time through. I cared the entire time through. I missed him the entire time through, and I thought about him every single day the entire time through. And he's here. So, all right. Well, I hope you all have a good day. Hopefully this is helpful and clears that up. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.